Chapter 3. Removing the toxic from intoxication. An objective comparison of the effects of alcohol and marijuana. The word intoxicant is derived from the Latin noun toxicum, poison. Today, this term is virtually synonymous with alcohol. In fact, Merriam-Webster's online dictionary defines intoxicate as to excite or stupefy by alcohol. The close association is appropriate, as the use of booze, particularly if it is not consumed in moderation, can cause an array of serious short-term and long-term health hazards, including cellular abnormalities, high blood pressure, cancer, organ damage, impaired judgment, and overdose death. There are two primary reasons why the consumption of alcohol is so potentially harmful to health. The first is that alcohol acts primarily upon receptors and ion channels that, when stimulated, depress the inhibitory control mechanisms of the brain. When low to moderate levels of alcohol are consumed, complex mental faculties such as memory, concentration, and judgment are affected, as well as one's mood and motor coordination. When a person ingests larger quantities of booze, lower brainstem centers are adversely affected. Since this region of the brain regulates cardiac and respiratory function, depression of this system may result in a loss of consciousness, breathing, or even death. Problematically, the amount of booze necessary to negatively affect these life-preserving functions is not much higher than the quantity most people would consume to relax recreationally. This relatively narrow safety margin explains why consumers of alcohol, such as young people engaged in competitive drinking games where large amounts of booze are consumed in a short period of time, accidentally overdose on the drug with frightening regularity. The second reason why booze poses a danger to health is because its ingestion can have a toxic effect on many of the body's cells and major organs. Actually, it's not alcohol or even ethanol, the psychoactive ingredient in booze, per se that's responsible for these adverse effects, but rather the culprit is a little-known byproduct known as acetaldehyde. After a person ingests alcohol, ethanol is metabolized into acetaldehyde, a carcinogenic substance that can cause a host of deleterious effects to cells and vital organs. Because acetaldehyde is so potentially harmful to health, the body rapidly converts it to a non-toxic compound known as acetate, which is eventually broken down into carbon dioxide and water. However, drinking too much alcohol at one time can impede the body's ability to properly break down acetaldehyde. The liver can typically only metabolize approximately 1 drink per hour, allowing the chemical to linger in the bloodstream. Over time, this toxic buildup may have adverse effects on many of the body's cells and major organs, including the heart, liver, breasts, and pancreas. In fact, a 2009 British study of some 1.3 million women aged 50 to 64 reported that consuming as little as even one alcoholic beverage per day significantly elevated a female's risk of cancer, particularly breast cancer. The study estimated that as many as 5% of all cancers diagnosed in women annually in the United States are likely the result of low to moderate alcohol consumption. Of course, we are not providing this information in order to condemn the use of booze or to imply that the occasional consumption of moderate doses of alcohol is inherently damaging to the human body. Rather, our point is to illustrate the range of effects the widespread use of alcohol has on the health of the user and on society as a whole, and to compare these effects with those of marijuana. In the interest of fairness, we explore several potential health risks associated with cannabis later in this chapter as well. By providing this detailed analysis, we hope that you, the reader, will better understand why we contend that the legalization and regulation of marijuana would provide adults with an option to use a safer and healthier alternative to their current recreational drug of choice, alcohol.